What's up, peeps? It is a beautiful Tuesday, and guess what? We survived yesterday. Our first show. It went well. Yeah, it was interesting. Of course, we only shot 4 segments, and one was after the show, but we did good. We put a lot of pieces in place, and everyone knows where to go now, so today it's going to get faster and faster and faster. So things are happening. It's great as far as work goes. I just wish I could get back on side projects. I've been so busy with this work thing. I gotta schedule in some shoot time on the weekends. I miss it. I miss doing fun, wacky stuff. You know, my little girl and I do stop motion and fun stuff like that, but it's like, I just wanna build a short story, you know? And she's really interested in doing a little short thing. So maybe we'll do a stop motion thing. I wonder, ooh, that gives me an idea. I wonder how cool it would be to do that jittery 2D animation look over a miniature set, you know, kind of like paper cutout stop motion, you know. I gotta see if there's an effect for that in After Effects. Y'all know of any, let me know. Like paper cutout stop motion. Specifically is what the effect would be called. I know how to do it, because I sure as heck ain't rendering photo JPEGs out and then bringing each one into Photoshop and then making it look like a cutout. Ain't gonna happen. No, this has to be automated, because I can't take on another Eternity project. Yeah, so anyway, it's going well. Beautiful day. Love winter in the South. It's beautiful. I mean, I wouldn't mind fly up to Canada for a weekend, go play in the snow, drink hot chocolate, sit in a hot tub, go throw a snowball, and get my happy butt back to the South. But living in it, oh no. No. You people is cray-cray that live in 8 foot of snow. Y'all are crazy. Crazy! I can't even imagine, you know, just the daily workload and the hustle and bustle and the rat race with snow. I mean, it's crazy. You see the videos? Cars are going like 1/4 mile per hour, sliding off the roads into each other. What happens? How in the heck? How can we be the #1 state or the #2 state for the most automotive claims? I mean, in snow states, any day of the week, these cars are slipping and sliding into each other all day long. I can't even imagine. I guess there's a policy up there. Unless you really do some damage, screw it. We're not calling the police. I mean, what the heck? Every day of the week, these cars are slipping and sliding into each other. I couldn't deal with it. I mean, I guess you got to invest in snow tires or snow chains on your tires. But how the heck's that going to work, you know? I got a 90-mile commute. I don't know how far some of these people's commutes are, but I can't imagine you get on the open highway with a chain around your tire. Oh, man, that's got to be interesting. But no, thank you. More power to you guys, though, that live in blizzards. I'll take tornadoes and hurricanes and floods and alligators any day. So we all have our issues. I wonder what the safest place in the world is. The one with the least amount of any natural disasters or, I don't know, crime, you know? It's probably like Bermuda or something. You know, no, that's a lot of hurricanes. Hurricanes will get you, or tornadoes will get you, it seems. No matter where you are, hurricane or tornado, you get out of the hurricane zone, you're in the tornado zone. I guess because you're always battling the weather from up north, battling the weather from down south. You know, the hot and cold right in the middle turns into storms. Do I still have toll tag? Hey! $60 a month. $60 a month across the bridge. It's almost worth it. It's a pretty view. I like the causeway. This is my favorite part of the commute. Now I get to look at beautiful sky, a sunrise, calm water. Every time I look at the water, I think of my little boat I want to make, my catamaran. It's a pedal power, and you can flip up the pedals and break out a sail, like a sailboard. And man, that'd be so fun. So I guess it would deploy like a, oh, that'd be neat, like a parachute. So it stays in a pack in back of the chair, and you fold up the pedals. The pedals fold up, snap into place. Deploy the parachute. I keep calling it a parachute. It's a wing, really, an air wing, like a parasail. And you deploy that, and then that pulls you in the wind. So you can pedal if it's dead calm, or not windy enough, or you can get towed by the kite. That would be fun. I wonder what, like, if I had $20 million to develop this thing, like what the coolest, most sleek carbon fiber, lightest weight thing you could make, you know? I mean, how cool would that be? Like if you had $20 million to do the research on this thing, you know, to really, really, really maximize its efficiency, you know, all the money in the world. And it's like, I mean, really, you couldn't sell it for less than $1,000. I mean, probably more like $3,000. Of course, it was carbon fiber, $20,000. So it's like, I don't know. That's a weird thing. It's like those $100 kayaks at Walmart. You know, I wonder at the end of the day, it's like, is it quantity or quality? You know, you buy a real kayak, it might cost you $2,000. Of course, this thing is pimped out. It's well made. It balances well. It's got pockets, compartments. It's super, super rigid. And there's all kind of conveniences and things that cheap kayaks don't have. You know, like stability. Not that I've ever been on a kayak. I've been on a kayak once. And it was a lot like putting a fat dog on top of a beach ball. That's how I felt, you know. I was like, whoa, the whole time I was in this kayak. Of course, this was a $75 kayak I was in. It was pretty garbagey. But like anything, like a canoe, you get a big, long canoe that's stable and huge. You know, it's a trade-off. It's like you're in a boat that weighs 100 pounds as opposed to a boat that weighs 20 pounds. Guess what? You're going to be more stable, but you got to carry a 100-pound boat around. So it's trade-offs, you know. So I was thinking with my boat, my little kayak thing, I'd have wheels on the back of it, and you stand it upright, and you can just drag it around wherever you want, you know. The wheels, you could like a wheelbarrow almost, and two wheels on the rear though, on each thing. So you pick it up in the middle, there's a handle, and you just drag it wherever you want. Drag it up to your truck, put it on the tailgate, slide it in your truck. I want it to be able to fit in any bed of a truck, full-size pickup truck. I don't want you to have to screw in a trailer. Trailers are a pain in the butt for us non-boat people. You get a trailer, you got to have a license, inspection, insurance. It's a nuisance. It's like, just build something that fits in the back of the dang truck, you know? So everybody has access to a truck somewhere. Everybody. Somebody knows somebody with a pickup truck. So, yeah, this would be fun. But one of my little dreams I've been daydreaming about for 15 years. And what's funny is I bought the styrofoam, these styrofoam pillets, I guess that's what they call them. It's like, I don't know, 18 inches by 18 inches. And I think it's 8 feet long. Excuse me. This story gets more interesting, trust me. And I built a hot wire, a big hot wire, and I was going to put it on a stencil and trace it, you know, trace like a teardrop shape out of plywood on the top and the bottom, and then you stencil the edges of the plywood, you know. And this would be a fun how-to, how to make a fiberglass pontoon boat. I guarantee 5 people will look at that. But they would be very appreciative, because not a lot of people are doing it. I mean, it's out there, but it's a lot of work. And I say you hot wire it, flip it over, hot wire it again, end up with like a torpedo with plus signs on the front and back, which then you kind of file those down. But that's not very stable. The thing really needs to be 10 feet long, because 8 foot with torpedo tips, that thing's going to do like this, you know, when you step in the middle of it. My dad built a pedal boat, a catamaran. And man, this thing was amazing. He got 2 sheets of 1/4-inch plywood and made the teardrop shape. And his looked kind of like a bathtub, 2 little bathtub teardrop shapes. Kind of a weird looking boat. But he worked and worked and worked and worked on this pedal system he devised. You know, I told him, I went to a bike shop in New Orleans, and they had a boat like that. And that's all they did is took the link out of the chain and like twisted it and put it back together. So you end up with like an infinity sign. It looks like an infinity sign on the chain. And the cool thing about that is you can start with a vertical pedal, and it'll, on the infinity sign, it'll turn it this way, so you can have a propeller turning this way as you pedal this way. So it bypasses the need for a dang gearbox, which is forever annoying and torques up and breaks if you don't have a really good one. And they're expensive and heavy, and it's more resistance. When you have a chain twist like that, you're good. You don't have to do anything. It does it for you. But trade-offs, like always, it's a long system. The thing's probably 2 or 3 feet long, okay? So a gearbox you can jam together, this big, pedal this way and have a drive shaft coming out the rear. That's great and everything, but they're hundreds of dollars for a real one. You know, you can get toy ones, but for a real one, it's gonna be a couple $100. And so anyway, Dad did the chain thing, and you stand up high like you're riding a bicycle, and you pedal, the propeller shaft goes deep underneath you, in between the two pontoons. And man, come on, coffee. What's in this thing? Water? And it was really cool. The thing we used to do this 4th of July pedal boat race, and it was fun. We'd go to the lakefront, Mandeville, and Lake Pontchartrain, put a little boats in there, race out to a buoy and back, and first one back wins. You know, but it was funny because, you know, we're all using 2-liter bottle boats and silly things like that. I made this goofy hamster wheel one time, kind of like those big inflatables that you run in, but I made it out of wood. And it was fun. It was a fun time, and, you know, parts are flying off and people are sinking. The water's like 3 feet deep, so no need for you know. Well, we all had life vests on, but it was hilarious. Yeah, it was really fun. We did it about 3 or 4 years, then everybody kind of petered out. It's a lot of work. It's kind of stressful having to have this ready for the 4th of July. It was fun though. We really should try doing that again. That was a good time, and it's fun. We should do that again. And anyway, so Dad blew everybody out the water. Dad put some time into this thing. I mean, he really thought on it. He practiced it. He constantly did, you know, not so much research, but, you know, tested it, adjusted it. The trick was, this is the trick. It's bizarre. All those little pedal boats and all those stupid double-seater pedal wheeler boats and crap, and the big inflatable tires and crap, they all have propellers this big, okay? A human cannot crank up the RPM, I don't care what the gear issue is, fast enough to move that stupid propeller to get you to go, okay? That's why you can't go 50 feet in those ridiculous boats. You're gonna be going a snail's pace, and it's gonna wear you out. The boat weighs 500 pounds. Big old plastic injection molding thing, and it's just a lot of mass to move around through the water. It's got so much drag. Of course, you could stand on any point of this boat and it ain't gonna sink. It's like standing on a pier that's a 10-foot by 10-foot pier with a big piece of styrofoam under it. You're not gonna sink, but it's horrible. You know, it doesn't slice through the water. It's a big water anchor. The propelling system's horrible, and they're expensive as hell. You know, you can get about Academy and stuff, these pedal boats. Try it. You will be disappointed. I never see people in the lake with these things. Everybody tries them once and they're like, oh my gosh, what a piece of garbage. And they put them up and don't use them again. But Dad's, I'm telling you, Dad's was almost as fast and almost as easy as riding a bicycle on the water. It was that fast. It would slice through the water. Now, issues with Dad's, his propeller was a flat piece of aluminum that he warmed up or kneaded, whatever you call it, warmed it up and twisted it like that. So in the middle, it was flat and the ends twisted like that. So, which isn't easy to do. You got to warm it up, cool it, heat it. That's a ritual to bending aluminum. Okay, because it'll just tear on you if you just bend it. And really cool. But the thing was 2 feet wide. The thing was huge. Had to be 24 inches. Okay. Now, so what does that mean? That means it's got to be that deep in the water, which means you can't be in shallow water, which is an issue. around here, everything's shallow. And, I mean, you wouldn't want to take this thing in the ocean, but, you need deep water. So you got to turn propellers horizontal. You got to kick out into the water. Sometimes you got to shove away from the shoreline. Then you can start pedaling, and then you rip it up. In rivers and stuff, it's fine. But it's drafts so much depth. It's like, it needs like 3 feet of water. That's a high draft. I mean, that's a really high draft. That propeller's got to be down. That's 2 feet. The whole boat is slicing into the water, so that's another foot. You need at least 3 feet. 36 inches of depth before you can use that boat. But if you got it, you are kicking butt and taking names. It is fast and effortless. Turns really good. It's got a nice rudder on it, behind the propeller. And oh man, he really perfected it. But he's got to work on the size of the propeller, the amount of drafts and stuff. So, and the fact that it's only 8 feet long, and it teardrops, pinches at the ends. That sucker is wobbly. When you're getting on it, you got to go right in the middle, or it does this, and you will flip right off that thing. So it isn't the easiest boat in the world to get on, and it's not the most practical boat for shallow water. But if you can get on the thing, and once you're on it, you're pretty well balanced. You can really kick some butt. It is fun. There's nothing I've ever rode on that can keep up with it. That's pedal powered. It's really cool. So, I mean, it's a good starting point. I would take that, run with it, make it less, draft less water, kind of work on that propeller. Maybe you can get the same if you shrink it and expand the width of the propeller. I don't know. It's weird. The more you expand stuff, the more drag you have. Your propeller becomes a drag, so it's like, it would be cool to make a propeller that ratchets. So when you pedal, it catches the water. And when you're drifting, it slices through the water. Like they do like this. Yeah, they're on pivots. So who knows? With enough time, money, anything can be made. So anyway, that's my little random thought of the day as I drive across this beautiful lake, this beautiful sunrise. It's a very good Tuesday, and looking forward to the show. It's actually it's becoming, some moments of it are fun. There's a lot of stress and a lot of hard work and a lot of planning and stuff, which it's coming together. Hopefully we won't screw up today. Maybe we will. I don't know how many we can get perfect, because we got to get 7 segments to the second. Ain't the easiest thing in the world to do, but we're devising systems to do it. We have a lot of safety. It's cut out short. You got a 15-second bump spinning on the rear end of it, so it's coming along. It's amazingly enough, it's coming along. And everyone's kind of like falling into their place, which we all work together as a nice machine. Before, we're all butting heads, trying to figure out who's doing what. Is that person doing this? Is this person over here? Where are you with this? Now it's kind of like things are working out. It's at that stage of the project, which is beautiful. They can actually get some sleep at night, because it's like, you might wake up and think of something. You leave yourself a voicemail like I did this morning. Little pieces apart that need to be tweaked or adjusted or taken care of. You just leave yourself a nighttime voicemail and go back to bed. I didn't go back to bed though. So anyway, it's definitely getting better. Hope you guys have a good one, and see you later.